One of UTRGV's newest degrees is the Bachelor of Arts in Human Dimensions of Organizations. The HDO makes liberal arts work for you. It teaches students how to use the humanities and social/behavior sciences to understand workplace interactions and how organizations can best serve their employees, customers, and clients. Classes are limited to 30 students and start this spring in Edinburgh and Brownsville. If you think education should work for you, then visit utrgv.edu/HDO and register for HDOS 3301.
Coming up, an update on the Brownsville Public Utilities Board audit in minutes. Plus, flu cases are on the rise in the Rio Grande Valley. What a county is doing to prevent it ahead. And a recap in UTRGV sports. KVAQ-TV starts now. Hey there, vaqueros. Welcome back to this semester's 11th edition of KVAQ-TV. I'm Eduardo Gomez, and at the top of the hour, after the Tenasca audit, the Brownsville Public Utilities Board is looking at how money from a failed project will go back to the ratepayers. Xavier Aguilar with more.
The Brownsville Public Utilities Board Finance Committee held a meeting on October 28 to discuss the Tenasca Equity Fund account. During the discussion, details were presented regarding how much money is available in the account, along with information on the origins of the funds. A total of $40 million were collected. $29 million came from PUB's 2014 through 2016 fiscal year during the alleged construction period of the project, and the remaining $11 million came from the city due to rate hikes. Brownsville resident Gustavo Reyna gives his opinion on how the money should be allocated.
And now, if they charge them on their account, or they should get credit for it. Should get credit for it now instead of just forget about it.
In response to the Brownsville PUB audit, the city commissioners passed a moratorium to help residents reduce financial stress during the holiday season. The moratorium will grant Brownsville residents temporary relief effective October 25th through February 2023. City Commissioner Roy de los Santos talks about the importance of reducing the weight on the residents' shoulders.
And we know that's a time that can be tough for people. One, because if there are colder temperatures, they've got to run their electricity for heat. And sometimes those bills can be higher. Plus, you've got the added weight of the expenses related to holidays.
Some of the relief measures provided by the moratorium are a rollback rate to pre-Tenasca rates by a total of 22%, temporary relief for customers who are in delinquent payment and customers facing disconnection for non-payment, creation of a charter review committee, and appointment of city commission members for a joint subcommittee. The BPUB board will vote on how to redistribute the funds at a later time. The board is hoping to return the funds to ratepayers and customers, but details are still being discussed. For KVAQ-TV in Brownsville, Xavier Aguilar.
With the rise of influenza cases in the Rio Grande Valley, Cameron County is taking precautions to prevent a further spread of the virus. But how can you differentiate from COVID-19 and influenza? Amada Valdovinos with the details.
Eduardo, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, flu cases often begin to increase in October, reaching its highest number of cases between December and February. Cameron County reported a total of 265 influenza cases last month in comparison to 2021, where only 15 cases were reported by the end of October in the U.S. influenza surveillance reports. Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Medical Director for Student and Employee Health at UTRGV, Scott Spear, explains why the increase of cases.
People were both isolated initially and then wearing masks to a greater degree. Both of those helped to keep influenza transmission down.
As of November 2nd, there are no flu-related deaths reported in Cameron County, but measures are still being taken to help control the spread of the virus. Public Health Preparedness Director for Cameron County, Ashley Ruiz, shares some of the preventions the county is taking.
We do track influenza outbreaks in facilities such as schools, shelters, nursing homes. So if there is an outbreak of flu, which is 3 or more cases, they are in communication with us. And then, of course, we do the proper surveillance. We provide preventative measures and how to mitigate the flu outbreak.
According to Dr. Spear, flu vaccines are recommended in order to reduce the chances of getting sick and spreading the virus. He explains the differences between COVID-19 and flu symptoms.
Generally, influenza is you have a more immediate onset of your symptoms. Higher fevers, shaking chills, muscle aches. Those are more typical for influenza, but they can be very similar. They can be, include coughing and sore throat and congestion. Usually you don't have loss of sense of taste and smell.
Dr. Spear mentions UTRGV offers free pop-up clinics where students can get the flu vaccine for free. For more information, you can contact UT Health Services at 956-665-2511. For KVAQ-TV, I'm Amada Valdovinos.
Reporter Jessica Maya brings us the latest on UTRGV sports. Jessica?
After losing its first conference match against Stephen at Boston on October 27, the UTRGV volleyball team bounced back on October 29th against UT Arlington. The Vaqueros took the victory against UT Arlington in 3 straight sets as Sarah Cruz led the Vaqueros with 14 kills, 6 digs, and 3 aces. In the first set, the Vaqueros came out strong to outscore the Mavericks 25-8. In the second set, the Mavericks increased their number of kills and went on several runs to take control. Vaquero graduate student Sarah Cruz contributed several kills mid-set to stop the Mavericks' momentum and bring UTRGV back on top, ending the set with another win. Down 2 sets, the Mavericks were no match for the Vaqueros, falling 25-17 in the third and final set. UTRGV volleyball head coach Todd Laurie says the team's first conference loss only made them work harder for the next games.
It was a little bit of a long face, but it wasn't a poor me long face. It was like, yeah, we did this to ourselves kind of face, and what are we going to do about it? And we really talked about that first contact and what it means for us to be efficient and to give Luana a chance to really showcase what she can do and keep everybody involved.
Sophomore setter Luana Emiliano achieved a huge milestone as she recorded her 2,000th career assist as a Vaquero against UT Arlington. Finishing the match with 2,032 assists, Emiliano surpassed Nicole Masaki for 4th in program history and is 2 away from tying Mary Velasquez, who is 3rd with 2,034. Here is what Emiliano had to say about her accomplishment.
I think in my head it works like it's just numbers. I don't get in that thing like I have to play for my team. I here like to help my teammates and make them score, make them like good feeling the court. But I mean, I'm happy. It's a good thing.
The WAC tournament officially starts on November 17 at the UTRGV Fieldhouse. For more information on the tournament, you can visit goutrgv.com. Stay tuned as both men and women's basketball teams start their season this week. For the slate of upcoming games, make sure to visit goutrgv.com. Reporting for KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Jessica Maya.
UTRGV Athletics announced that it will host the 2024 Western Athletics Conference Tennis Tournaments. Felix Valderas with the story.
2024 will mark the 4th time UTRGV has hosted conference tennis tournaments in Cameron County, the last ones being in 2016 and 2019. UTRGV Senior Associate Athletics Director for Communications and Championships, Jonah Goldberg, speaks about where the tournament is expected to be held.
So we actually did the announcement of hosting the 2024 WAC Men's and Women's Tennis Championships in conjunction with a free youth clinic we were holding at the HEB Tennis Center at Pendleton Park in Harlingen, because that will be the site of the tennis championships. Whereas we had the opportunity to really get our student athletes involved and get the community involved.
Goldberg added that building community involvement has been important for UTRGV athletics. Vice President and Director of Athletics Chase Conk says this announcement is significant for UTRGV because it brings national attention along with multiple teams from across the country.
So you're bringing these student athletes and these fans and the parents of these programs, and you're bringing them, they're all converging into the Rio Grande Valley for several days. That brings great notoriety to our region. It has an economic impact.
Conk praises tennis coaches Nathan Robinson and Wes Knott for their activeness and ability to lead the UTRGV men's and women's tennis teams. Knott has focused on developing character and culture while getting everybody to buy into a common goal.
I mean, when you can play in your neck of the woods, in your own backyard, we work so hard recruiting players, developing the players, working with them on a day in, day out basis. So to get them in familiar surroundings with our home crowd, with the weather that we like, the course surface that we like, and just get people down here in the heat, it's just huge.
Conk says he hopes the university will become a leader in hosting Western Athletic Championships and making UTRGV a household name. The spring 2024 WAC tennis tournaments will take place in Harlingen at Pendleton Park. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, this is Felix Balderas.
That's all for today. Make sure to watch us Monday through Friday on Bigcast Monitors and on social media. You can also grab a copy of the Pulse magazine and stat locations on both campuses. For KVAQ-TV, I'm Eduardo Gomez. Stay safe, vaqueros.